Yeah. Welcome to West Coast Reactive Podcast, number one independent podcast in the world. I need you to go to westcoastreactive.com, number one independent website in the world. Why, you ask? Because it's me, Big Silencer, DJ Heavenly, Jaron Draws, and the whole family. Tune in, stay active, don't miss out, get some merch, freshen up. Summertime's coming. We need to stay busy. Much love to y'all. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all that good stuff, and get at me. Yeah. Yeah, we got the man himself, Mr. Hambone 94, James Siva in the building. How you doing this afternoon, my brother?
Doing good, brother. Thanks for having me on.
We're live in the flesh. I'm so blessed to have you because we grew up together. I've seen you grow from a child to a man, and you're a shining star. Every time I see you playing that guitar, it gives me the chills, man. I'm like, fuck. I wish I wish I could get you in a big studio or something, but it's like life always holds a lot of us back and shit. Like I don't got time to really do that. And fuck
The last couple of years have been a little rough. You know what I mean?
for everyone and shit. But I'm like, man, this motherfucker, he deserves it. So like, now that I got this platform, I'm gonna make sure to get on the home base. You know what I mean? So
appreciate it, brother.
yeah, from my side to your side, who is James Siva and where do you come from and how did you start in the guitar world?
Well, first off, from Rincon, you know what I mean? Indian Reservation right here in Southern California. And parents are Janine and Joe Siva. Rest in peace. My dad passed away in 2019, as you know. Got two older brothers, Jake and Kevin, you know that. But I really just got into music because of my dad and my mom, is just jamming out. My dad, playing guitar. He's a big inspiration in my life in many ways. And me picking up the guitar after him is one of the ways that I guess I'm carrying on his legacy, I guess you could say.
Most definitely.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Or yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah, you're good. No, yeah, because I mean, he was able to record a CD with some of his close friends and my uncle, his older brother, and my mom singing and stuff, and that was pretty awesome watching that, being in the studio and just seeing that whole process and how that broke down. And just picking up after him has kind of been the way, really.
Man, I remember I always speak on this. Like I remember being a kid, just hearing you were a little guy. I don't even you weren't even running the streets yet. You were just a little guy, and your dad would be out there on the fucking porch jamming, and like you would hear it echoing through the hills, and like that was like a big influence to me. That I think he was a major influence. Like the reason I'm doing music. Your father's he was always good to us kids. He was a great person you know and I see everything in him and you.
Yeah,
I think you're meant to carry that baton for him, man.
time will tell, and it means a lot. All we could do is just take things day by day, brother.
Hey, and moms too. Fuck, I remember she'd be ripping it with the vocals, and she could sing. Janine ain't nothing to play with. She's a real rock star.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I could just get tired of it. But honestly, yeah, she's really got some good talent too, and I definitely get that musical talent from both sides, I guess you could say.
Yeah, what was that like growing up in the home though? Like, cause I wasn't there all the time, but I mean, what was it like growing up in the house as a kid?
I mean, it was fun. I mean, my mom and dad like to have their fun, just like anybody does. But they always were there for us. But yeah, I mean, when my dad was in that band, like I said, recording that CD, they straight up just took over the living room when they needed to, when they would have band practice. I remember we'd move all the furniture against the walls, and the drum kit would be set up, and the bass amp, the guitar amp, PAs and whatnot, and we'd be rocking until like midnight or so, with them practicing. And I mean, I was probably, God, when I think about it, like 14 years old at that time, or like 13. And that was, I mean, just to put it pretty frankly, badass, you know what I mean? Like, and that kind of experience kind of sums up just kind of how it was growing up. You know what I mean? Like music kind of came first when it was the opportunity there, you know. And there's always room in the house for some music equipment, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's crazy. Cause I mean, like, you know, I didn't have that as a kid. You know, I didn't have that. You guys had like that tight knit family. That's why I think I always tried to go to your house. You know, my mom was always at work, and fucking Richard, he was not even really. He didn't give a fuck. He only cared about my mom, really. You know what I mean? And like me and Matt were just on our own and shit.
No,
Fuck,
exactly.
so I
No,
was
and
always
that's
trying to be around you guys.
well, and our door was always open, you know, and a lot of people know exactly what I mean when I say that. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely. I love your mom and your father, dog. Like fucking, it breaks my heart for real. Like fucking, I love your whole family, your brothers, all your family, man. They're all good people from everyone. You know what I mean? Like the
We
Siva
all
is
love
the
brother.
Siva's a strong name out on the reservation. What's it like growing up on the Indian reservation?
Well, you know, freaking times have definitely changed. That's for damn sure. You know, I remember being little and having to worry about cows crossing the road, you know, that ran through the res. And now definitely don't got to worry about that. You know, we got freaking casino right down the road. And I remember when that, where the property is for the Harris, I remember when that was just fucking just trees and a parking lot in the bingo hall, you know. I remember graduating from freaking, I want to say Head Start there. But
Yep.
yeah, you know, just growing up though, freaking, you definitely build those tight bonds with the people you grow up with, you know, regardless of kind of whatever BS there is, you know, between older generations that may be in your family, you know. But, you know, I think the biggest thing is just staying tight, like you said, you know, and it's not necessarily blood that's your family at the end of the day.
Mm, ain't that the truth? Most definitely. So can you tell me some good experiences you've had in the rock, with the music? Like, what was some exciting moments in your life, man, as a kid growing up? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, growing up, we went to all kinds of concerts. I mean, I remember my first concert was in I was in first grade, and we went and seen Three Doors Down at the San Diego Amphitheater. When and I remember I was so little, I was able to sit on my dad's shoulders, and we were pretty close up. And the one vivid moment I remember that concert was when they played that song, what Kryptonite, right? You know, when I go
Oh,
crazy, man. When they played their main song, the lights went out and the guitar lit up green, and like that was pretty fucking cool. And just a cool example of just showmanship, right? You know what I mean? When you look back on it. But I mean, that was, I mean, when it started, I guess you could say, but just throughout the years, watching all kinds of bands, you know, going to Ozfest and seeing like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden, freaking
shit.
Megadeth, Metallica, Dio when he was still around, or when he got back with Black Sabbath when they did the tribute band and they went by Heaven and Hell. That was cool because I actually seen that down at, I don't know if it was Coors Amphitheater at the time, down in Chula Vista, but Megadeth opened up for Heaven and Hell, and that was fucking badass, you know. And seeing Rush a couple times, you know, looking back now, you know, rest in peace, Neil Peart, you know, one of the best drummers, if not the best drummer of all time, you know, being able to see him a couple times because I know my dad, he told me he's seen them 17 times, and that's what's cool is like fans of Rush, they can all attest to that. You know, you never just see them one time, and just talk about true musicianship in that band. And then there's been some other times too when I actually got lucky, and I won't say where it was because I don't want to get any property or whatever in trouble or whatnot. But I remember being underage and going to this show, and it was Chickenfoot when Sammy Hagar uh,
Ooh,
and Joe Satriani, Chad Smith from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Michael Anthony, the original bassist, or I'm not sure if original, but the bassist from Van Halen, when they got together and made like a super group. I remember it was Queensryche opened up for them, and I was able to get stuck in somehow, right? Because I had a ticket. I tried sneaking in because I was underage, right? I had a fake ID, but it didn't pass. So I was like, oh, shit, right? So I was waiting outside the venue. I was like, you know, fuck this. And it was open sky kind of deal, right? And I hopped the fence, ran down a little bit the ways, hopped back over the fence where I was kind of behind the backstage area, and I walked down a couple of trailers because it's just pitch black at that point. I don't know where the hell I'm going, and
Damn.
just kind of following my hunch, right? And so I'm just standing next to this entryway into a trailer. They're raised up, level wise, so I'm kind of like midsection height with the floor of the trailer. People are walking in and out, but they don't see me because I'm just pitch black in the dark. Well, one of the people that walk out, it's Sammy Hagar, and I just instinctively, hey, Sammy, and he jumped back, all freaked out. He's like, "What the hell are you doing down there?" I was like, "I can't come into the show, because I'm only 14 years old, and it's 21 and up." He's like, "Well, that's some bullshit." I was like, "I know, right? I got a ticket and everything." He's like, "Well, get up here." I was like, "Hell yeah," So I hopped over. He's like, "Follow me." So we're walking, and as we're walking, I tell him, "Hey, Sammy, how about a shot of tequila?" He turns around and he looks at me. He's like, "I'm not giving you no shot, you 14-year-old fuck." And then we keep walking, and then he basically points towards the entryway. He's like, there you go. Make your way out to the crowd and enjoy the show. And then
What?
so basically, yeah, he snuck me in, and I got to enjoy the show and rock out that night. It
Where the
was
fuck?
pretty.
Where the fuck's an iPhone when you need it?
Yeah, yeah. I had some. I don't know if it was a Nokia, something of that sort. But yeah, talk about a cool story to tell and quite the memory to remember.
Man, what a legendary story right there. 14-year-old snuck in by Sammy. That's a fucking icon right there. That's cool that he did that for you.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's just luck of the draw.
No,
I
most
had a lot of
definitely.
balls. I had a lot of balls when I was younger.
We all did. We all did.
Yeah.
When did you start picking up the guitar?
It's probably around 10 actually. I remember I just got like a miniature. It was electric, and then a miniature acoustic, and basically just kind of started picking it up by ear. I never really took any like formal lessons. I just kind of would watch my dad. My dad never really had the patience to sit down, but like we would jam here and there, but we just kind of I was kind of like him in that way where I winged it on my own, just like he winged it on his own as far as learning, because he never really took any lessons other than one with the great Michael Schenker, and that's actually on cassette tape, so that's actually cool that we have that. But anyways, I picked it up around 10, just been jamming here and there, and just building up my guitar collection throughout the years. I mean, I'm 27 now, so I guess 17 years, just not consistently like every day, but it's definitely my favorite hobby to do, I guess you could say.
How many guitars do you have right now?
I'd have to really count to get them all known, but because I got all my dad's, right, because he had a lot, but I probably had like 9 before that, but now I probably got around like 18
What?
electric. I got like 18 electric guitars. No, and that's where like on my Instagram, Hambo94. I have a couple. There's a post on there that
Yeah, I gotta pull it up for you real quick. I got your Instagram right here.
yeah, no, there's a post on there. Go ahead, scroll down. Yeah,
Man, are you
scroll.
showing all the guitars?
Let's see. Yeah, there's a video where I show them all. Right there, that one where the blue guitar is.
All right, I'm gonna check this out real quick. What? No fucking way.
And this is not all of them. This is just most of them that I fit out there. I remember getting that Jackson with this reward money I got from like school in 8th grade.
Damn, look at that right there.
That's
Ooh.
a Zach Wild replica that my dad got, and then that's a Dimebag Darrell replica that my dad got. Rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell. And then that's the guitar I'm holding right now. That's a custom made guitar that my dad had made years ago.
That's
And on
dope.
that,
This said Jakey and James on it.
yeah, and the Siva, our last name, and then that guitar right there, that's actually Jakey's guitar. He lets me play it here and there, but Jakey, my dad got that for him in when my brother was 2 years old.
That one's
And
beautiful.
what it is, it's a number 80 out of 100 made. and it's a pretty rare guitar.
Bro, these fucking guitars are fire.
But
They,
yeah, that's probably like half. That's like half of them.
man, that's dope. Who did the painting on that guitar for you guys?
A good friend of my dad's. I want to Brett Stokes out of Fallbrook.
Legendary, legendary, man. You got to show me. Is that the one you're holding right there?
Yeah, yeah. So that's it right there.
So that's your preferred, like your go-to guitar.
Yeah, it has some because it's built for speed. That's why it has like wider frets up, here, and then the EMGs in it are Zach Wild EMGs, the pickups in it, and those just scream like. Watch, you'll get like a good squeal out of it. Like, and that's a cool tone to get. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially when you start really ripping it. Hey.
How much do you spend to keep up all your equipment?
Oh man. Well, I mean, granted, I don't try to really keep up every one of those guitars because, I mean, the way I play, I sweat. I sweat a lot to where the strings will wear out faster than they should, and so the ones I play are the ones typically that I change and really maintain the most. It's not too expensive, It's just something that kind of adds up every couple months, but it's affordable. And then like the amp I use, it's a Mesa Boogie amp. It's a tube amp, and I mean, like I said, I don't really play that often. It'd be different if like I was playing gigs all the time, But I only get those tubes changed out like every couple of years.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Fucking I want to see you shred that guitar. That's so dope. So how long have you been playing that guitar for now? Since you
Yeah.
were
So
10? You're
yeah,
27, 17 years?
like
Damn.
17 years. Yeah, 17. I know time flies, guy. Like fuck.
I don't even realize time flies so fast, man. You look young still. Like you got so much time on your hands. Have you ever wanted do you want to record a record?
No, I mean, you know what? Biggest thing with me is like just having the time to set aside for that. Like I said, the last couple of years, have been kind of a hurdle that's continuing to get across. Just getting used to life, adjusting to life, and just getting things in order, so to speak. But when the time's right, I definitely want to be able to get with a couple musicians and be able to do something. You know what I mean? Because I'm not formally trained, or I know that could somewhat be a hindrance in some people's eyes. But I definitely am up for that challenge of being able to, make something original happen. Like everybody plays covers, and that's cool playing covers. I know a lot of songs, songs I like playing, like a lot of 80s metal, but the original aspect of it is what's I think really core, to focus on. Because like writing, I I like writing, lyrics, and then songwriting as far as putting the music to that. It'd be cool to be able to collaborate as opposed to just. I mean, I like what I feel. Who doesn't like what they feel? That's why they feel it, right? But collaborating with others and then seeing what really happens. I mean, that's how some of the best stuff we've ever heard has happened.
No, most definitely. I was about to cut you off and say I hate covers. Like I respect that you could practice to somebody else's music, but I can't stand a cover band. I don't like a fake Michael Jackson. I don't like fake. I don't like watching that shit. I always get irritated. I think they're wasting their time in their life. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, people got to survive in this world,
I
Like,
take it easy on them, guy.
yeah,
Whoa,
no,
whoa.
fuck that. This is my
Oh shit, that's
That's why I
funny.
started this show so I could talk my shit.
No, I know that's no. You know what? That's funny. That is funny.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's all about originality. Like, what's your birth year? Scorpio, no?
Yeah, I was born on Veterans Day.
Yeah, man, you're a fucking Scorpio, dog. We're creative people. We can't. There's something inside of us that has to get this shit out. Most of us are poets or detectives or fucking. You know what I mean?
Detective.
We're always up to something and shit.
Guy pulled out the detective.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
What's up with you, man? What you been up to lately?
no, just I work at the local health clinic where on the res that I live at. I run the gym there, and just working, support my mom. being there for the family, enjoying having my brother and his kids in the house. You know what I mean? That's definitely a blessing, and
Whoop
has
whoop.
no heck yeah. And then they're going to be moving out soon, so that's going to be another adjustment to make. But I think it's going to allow me to have a little bit more time to really crank it up, because that's the one thing when I play my guitar, especially the electric, I like playing loud. You know what I mean?
Oh
I'm one of
yeah.
those guys who like it very loud, and so can't do that when there's a little 6 month in the house. You know.
No, congratulations to Big Jake, man, on his new family, and he's doing great. I'm proud of my brother, man. That's my boy right there.
No, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how fast time flies. Got a 4 year old and then an 8 month. You know, I'll correct that what I said. Hey, but yeah, it's definitely a blessing. You know what I mean?
And I'm also glad that you actually picked up the guitar, and I'm grateful for your father for guiding you in the right direction. Because growing up on the reservation, it's not that easy, and a lot of people got guided down the wrong path, and you made it through, man. And you got a good head on your shoulders. All your brothers do too, man, and your mom and everyone guided you right. So I got to give it to your mom and pops again. Like,
No, that's definitely a testament to them. Everything that you just said.
yeah, and no, and to music. Thank God for music. Like, I think that's what saved my life as well. If I didn't have music, I would have been screwed in the head. You know what I mean? Like, we got tortured. Like, I remember us. Like, yeah, I remember you being a little tiny baby out there, fucking having to do shit. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, man. I'm so grateful you found music, Doug.
No, it's definitely it's a nice thing to be able to put your mind to. You know what I mean? And a way to feel it. You know what I mean?
So
Express.
you do you have a studio at your house? Can you like record something down and hear it over?
Actually, yeah, that's funny you ask. Actually have an 8 track. I want to say it's a task cam. I want
Oh,
to say
nice.
that's the one. But yeah, I remember I actually recorded a couple things I did. You know, just using like just drum tracks off of the keyboard that I had, like I was telling you about, and laying down a bass. I would lay down a bass line because I mean I could fuck around with the bass, you know. But I do have something that I could do that, and that's what I'm actually looking forward to. Just when I do have the time to really kind of put in the time into seeing what I could really come up with, you know what I mean, and seeing where that can go.
Most definitely. If anything, I'll get you out here in the studio. I will hook you up with my boy. He can show you a little bit of things how to run it. You know what I mean? Little bit of education.
No, hell
Take
yeah, just being able to
reservation.
fine tune that sound. You know what I mean? Because that's everybody could use that. You know what I mean?
I really wish we could get like a facility down there on the res where we could just put like a dope ass studio in there and everyone could use it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's not start talking about that stuff, guy.
No,
As
like
far as,
that's the shit.
far as
That's what
the
I'm talking.
res, as far as the res getting something, we got to do something. Like you said, like we got to make something happen. You know what I mean?
No, most definitely, most definitely.
No, but I get what you mean.
I mean, I just want something like where I could go over there and chill your pad and we could record some shit. You know what I mean? That's just set it up at your pad then, dog. Fuck it.
No, hey, we'll make it happen, guy. We'll make it happen. I'll add on right now.
It's not much shit. I got all this right here in my little corner right here, dog. I'm running a whole fucking podcast, music studio right here in my little corner. I feel like a fucking gargoyle and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's what I want to actually make like eventually build like a man cave rec room, right? But have room to have a whole like band set up to where if wanted to just fucking record or just fucking have a badass party.
no, most definitely. Yeah, we need you to jam more. You want to get into it and show them some tunes?
Yeah,
You've been,
yeah, because we could get back to talking some more, huh?
yeah, because I hope you're not playing no cover band. You got any original stuff?
Ha 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 ha. No, yeah, this is all good. This is all gonna be me.
He's like, I
And
got
then
some
obviously,
Van Halen for you.
he's fuck. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. Damn it.
Right.
But yeah, you know what? I'll get into it. You ready?
Yeah, I want to show the people. I mean, I could talk about how dope you are all day long, but we got to show them, man. You've been holding that guitar, and it's kind of getting chilly.
I know, guy. I'm getting cold. The fan's on.
Ham bone, James Siva, y'all.
This next riff right here is
Damn.
the I was gonna say this next riff is something me and my dad made together. Is actually cool because we actually back in 2014, me, him, and his good friend. I basically look at him as an uncle that he's known for years. Mike Shaw, who played the drums on his CD, he came out and we got a few songs recorded in the studio. And so I'm blessed to have that. But this is one song that we actually we made together as an original. You know what I mean? So and rest in peace to Mike Shaw, because freaking god damn it, everybody is just fucking falling like birds. But yeah, this is an original. Yeah, we never got to put lyrics to it. I know my dad wrote some. I just couldn't ever find them. But that was called Saints No More. That's what he had the title for it.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a. I might have played a little faster right now. I'm a little amped up. Hey.
How does one learn such a song? Like that's really intricate, dude. Like that wasn't just a regular song. How long do you write those songs yourself? Do you just sit there and watch your pops? How did that come about?
Well, so basically that was my dad's riff because when we did that, since it's just the three of us, I actually picked up the bass when we went in the studio. But I mean, I basically played the same root note for all those things. So I basically knew how to just transpose that to the guitar. But I mean, as far as coming up with all that, I would say it's just a combination of riffs. You know what I mean? When you just fuck around so much, and you just kind of let it ride. Sometimes you think of something cool, and then it's like, oh wait, that might go with this that I came up with this other time, and then just kind of how it flows from there. You know what I mean? And then when you come up with some lyrics, or if you have lyrics already, you always find a way to fit it to it, or usually they happen at the same time.
I don't know. That's what I'm at. That's crazy as that's because because I see I know how I write my rhymes. I sit there, I write my rhymes, I record it, and I memorize it. It's in my head. I already got it. But playing a guitar, I don't get what do you how do you remember each part and then put it all together and then fucking play it? Like nothing's recorded, nothing's heard. It's all memorization.
Well, see, and that's where maybe I'd be able to articulate it better if I actually knew all the musical terms and all that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I never had any formal lessons, but I guess it's part of timing too. Because I mean, with each of those riffs, because that first riff, right? It's that. Like that's just one riff that I know. Like I remember when my dad first came up with it. He's like, "This sounds cool," huh? I was like, "Hell," And then and then it flows in good with just a simple. And I guess what dictate that strumming, I guess is just that whole vibe of that first riff, right? And then just keeping that. But I don't know. I guess it's like natural timing. You know what I mean? Because I remember when we would jam, because the guys that my dad jammed with in the bands, they had that formal training to where they would be able to articulate it better and whatnot. But it would mesh so easily to where it's like that natural timing fit in with just what they knew as timing, right? And so, I mean, yeah, I don't really know how to say it. Because and then trying to throw in fills, right? Like, or whatever kind of here and there notes. It's like you're definitely still keeping that timing because you can't just just keep going on and on and on, and then like I don't know. I guess you could, if it's your band.
I like those the bottom notes better than the higher notes. The one closer to the bottom.
These ones?
Yeah, those are dope.
So that's high. That's higher than that would be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you low voice. That's these low, and then these are high notes.
Man, that just shows that you're a natural born musician because it's more than timing. That's intense. It's intricate. Like I said, that's a lot to remember in one sitting. Like there's nothing recorded. Like, hey man, do you like that? Like that's crazy. Like I remember how passionate your dad was about music. I remember he would talk about each thing, and I'd be like, damn, it would just fly over my head because I've never been in a studio yet. I was a little kid, but I could hear the passion.
Well, and that's what was cool though, is when they did that, they pretty much did every song on one take, and then just kind of maybe fixed a couple mistakes here and there, like, but they never went back in and recorded anything. They just kind of, if the timing was off on this here or there, like it just kind of a little nudge here or there, but it's pretty much recorded live. And that's what was cool, because just that nice raw natural metal feel. You know what I mean?
Man, I think you could bring that back. I want to probably even mix that with some hip hop.
Well, no, and that's what's cool because I mean, because I know he got all those songs copyrighted to where it'd be cool to even, like you said, bring it back and just fight. Because I mean, I could find some musicians they'd be able to learn it in a heartbeat. Because I know I remember all the songs or know all the songs, whatever you want to call it. But there are definitely some good tunes.
That's crazy. Have you ever jammed with Blaine?
No, actually, no, I never have. Because I know I would always see him when I worked at the brewery down here, right? And we'd always talk about, he'd always say like, I can't do that like fat, like the, really fat, like how I was, like you said, all the high notes. Cause like it's cool watching him play. Cause my thing is I have a hard time playing and singing and that's something he's really good at when he plays with his band, cause he keeps his timing and everything right, strumming, picking clean. And he has a pretty nice guitar too. So that's always cool to see. But yeah, I've never played with him. So that's funny you asked that.
No, that's crazy because you guys live right down the street. And I mean, it'd be cool to see you guys intertwine because you guys do two different genres. Maybe come up with a new genre.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. Because I actually remember when he was living in Fallbrook with Tyler, and I remember him having all his music stuff, and I remember checking it out then and thinking like this stuff, like this is fucking cool. He's got set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that he takes the professional. I'm just trying to think of where do you see yourself? Where can we get you in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, because you are that's fucking crazy what you're doing right there, dude.
Hey, guy, don't toot my horn too
No,
loud because
I'm not.
hey, that's you always got to keep yourself humble, right? But like there's so many talented musicians out there that just know how to articulate themselves on the neck in a way that like words don't do justice. You know what I mean? And that's where I appreciate all the recognition. But I
No,
definitely
it just takes putting you in the room because I've had that. I've had platinum guitarists on my show already. Like, I could get you in the room with these people, and that's the important part. Like, we just need to put that effort, I think, because you could probably maybe get a plaque or a plaque. You could get an Emmy or something from that guitar. Like maybe a damn. So we need to get you an
well
award, my boy.
maybe you speaking it out into the universe is going to be that first step, right?
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, I love hearing the guitar. That's one of my favorite instruments. Like I said, your dad inspired me. He's one of the first people that inspired me to even want to do music. I never even thought I could, and like he was one of the first people telling me he was. And I heard your mom singing like they were into that Iron Maiden, that loud
Yeah,
music. You know what I mean? Every time she pulled up in the driveway, that should be knocking. Like every time your dad would be fucking playing, it was the same type of music, and I hear it in your music, man.
no, anything with a badass guitar player, that's who my dad was listening to. That's pretty much the way it went. and
Yeah,
that's
for
why
everyone.
and that's why like Jakey, right? Jakey's name. I don't know if you know the story, but he actually is named after the guitarist who played for Ozzy, Jake E. Lee. First name Jake, middle initial E, last name Lee. And basically, when Jakey Lee was in the band Badlands in the late 80s, which was after Ozzy, right? Well, I want to say, I don't know exactly when the date was, but my dad and my mom went to a concert for Badlands, Jakey Lee's band, and my mom was pregnant at the time, and my dad and my mom actually got to meet him somehow, like a meet and greet or whatever, and he rubbed her belly and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a boy," and actually the doctors were saying it was gonna be a girl, and freaking turned out, Jakey was a boy. And freaking, so my dad put his middle initial on the end of his first name, and so Jakey's Jakey.
Is his middle name Lee?
No, no, his middle name's
Jakey
Joseph.
Lee.
Hey, Jakey Lee, yeah, Jakey Lee, yeah. No, his middle name's Joseph after my dad. But yeah,
That's
that's always that. No, but that's such a cool story in itself. You know what I mean?
wow, man.
But
Fuck, I
yeah,
always knew Jakey was special.
yeah. Other than his mental incapabilities, no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to brag on my brother. No, he's doing so well. I'm so proud of him and happy for him where he's at. It's awesome. Both my brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for everyone tuning in, this is Jake. I was about to say Jakey Lee. This is James Siva right here. Hambone underscore ham underscore bone underscore 94. Why in the hell did you do that to your Instagram name?
I don't know. That was years ago. I was young, never changed it. I could probably fix it, but fuck it.
How'd you get the name Hambone? I can't remember.
Oh, when I was little, my mom gave it to me. Just typical, mom nickname for little fucking kid, and it just stuck, I guess. I remember being I remember being in Little League. I can't believe I'm telling this story. I remember being in Little League. It was the last game of the season, and it was I can't remember if it was Caps. No, it was the year after. Like it was the first year of pitching, right? And last game of the season, and it was the first game where they actually announced our names over the PA system, right? Well, all season long, my mom in the stands was calling me, "Way to go, Hambone!" Anytime something happened, yeah, let's go, Hambone. When I'd walk up to the plate, whatever, right? And I'd hate it, just being a kid, right? Well, so I go as I'm going up to the plate, my last at bat, or my last at bat of the season, and the guy announcing, instead of saying my name, he says, "Now up to bat, Hambone Siva." And I was so mentally out of it at that point because I was so embarrassed. I walked up to the plate. I, I remember I took my first two swings were fucking horrible, right? And then my last swing, the ball was already in the catcher's damn mitt before I even swung. I was checked out. I was so embarrassed. But that's a little funny story about that. But yeah, it's just funny. It's a name that stuck, and as it stuck, I just kind of got used to it.
No, most definitely. That's crazy as fuck. I never knew that story. I always wondered. I thought you just got it from the streets. I always thought someone just called you Ham and you stuck with it.
No, unfortunately, it was my mom.
Hey,
You know,
shit, your mom's the OG shit.
yeah. I guess that name's a little better than a Little Bug, what she called me when I was little.
Little boy, that's cool, man. Shout out to your
Yeah.
mom, man. I love your moms. Shout out, Janine's actually took me to meet Tony Hawk, y'all, for my first time. I met Tony Hawk with Jakey Siva. That was one of the biggest moments of my life. I was like, damn, I could really be somebody like Tony Hawk.
That's what was cool though, when like growing up, like going all kinds of places, like that kind of stuff. I remember my dad took Jakey to the NFL experience.
Yeah.
Freaking yeah, so many good memories. Going to Magic Mountain all the damn time, going with whoever. When we'd go trick or treat on Halloween, I remember going trick or treating with your ass. And remember the minivan guy, the fucking van.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! It's funny when I think about like, God, I can't believe we ever got that thing. But it's cool. It was for that reason, going on trips. Because I remember going to Reno, Carson City, all kinds of places, Yosemite. Like that was cool. And it was cool. Yeah, fucking A. It's funny though. I remember when we got rid of that van, we traded it for a Dodge Charger. Big upgrade.
Out of all things, huh?
Yeah, definitely went in the opposite direction of a family vehicle.
So what are some of your favorite dishes, my boy?
Fuck. It's hard to
Your
say.
favorite foods and traveling. You've been a lot of places. Where's some of the best dishes you've had in your travels?
Oh man. Definitely when I went to Boston with my boy Rob Kolb, we went for the Charger Patriot game in the playoffs a couple years ago. Philip Rivers' last playoff game as a Charger. And that was an unfortunate loss. But when we were in the city in North Boston, went to Regina's Pizza. Kid you not, best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Boston, huh?
If anybody's in North Boston watching this that's never been to Regina's, the original one, because I know there's like two, but there's the original one. Go check out Regina's. Shout out to Regina's Pizza, because oh my God, a pizza that will change your whole perspective on what's good pizza. You know what I mean?
What's one of your favorite places that you've traveled to?
Definitely Cancun, but that's a close second because it's a close one because I went to Cancun with my brother and my dad, so that is what makes that trip really
Yeah.
But when I was sophomore year, I went and played basketball in Switzerland, and so I was out in Switzerland for a week. So that was freaking. You want to talk about seeing some beautiful scenery? You know what I mean? Like Switzerland is other than their chocolate and the beautiful women, you know what I mean? No, it's definitely got some beautiful sights.
Hey, talk about that. What the hell? I know you were balling for a while. How'd you get to switch off of basketball or baseball or what was it?
That was basketball. So basically, it was this. I know it was like this pay to play program, but I mean, it was still like fucking, quite the opportunity. It was got this letter in the mail one time when I was playing spring ball in 2010, and is this 365 Sports was the organization, and basically, you signed up and they sent you this training program. There's a fee to pay. It wasn't cheap, but yeah, you trained, and then when it came time to go, we flew out to North Carolina. And when I say we, I mean it was a bunch of kids from throughout the whole country. So
Yeah.
basically, there's three teams that we went out as the USA teams, right? Because I mean it was they tried to say it was an international tournament, but basically we were going to Europe and playing, that community's teams as far as what I could tell. But it was awesome. So we went to North Carolina, right? And we trained there and practiced 3 days with our teams, scrimmaging, getting plays down, getting familiar, getting the lineups and whatnot. And then we flew out to JFK in New York, and then from there we flew out to Zurich, and then I think we were staying in Olten, Switzerland. Yeah, yeah. I could be remembering it wrong. God, this is like 12 years ago. But yeah, in Switzerland for 7 days, and that was quite the experience. You know what I mean? What was cool about it was I was the youngest one out of everybody there. So I was 15, but there were some kids that were in the program that were 18, 19, finishing their senior year, and it like man, that was cool. And it was actually it was boys and girls. So there was a girls tournament going on at the same time. So it was cool just being able to, mingle with, the whole girl squad and seeing them ball out, see some of these baller girls that high school standouts and stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool. But yeah, that whole experience was definitely a blessing. And I would still put it behind going to Cancun with my brother and my dad, though, because we went and seen Chichen Itza, that the Mayan
What's that?
temple, the Mayan temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, one of the I think it's one of the wonders of the world.
All right. Well, maybe I'll get to see it one of these days. Explain it to me. What happened over there? What was that like?
No, I mean, other than partying the whole week with my dad and my brother,
Damn.
when we went there, just being native, it just felt like such a kind of spiritual experience, and just kind of seeing the uncanny craftsmanship of all that stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of documentaries that talk about that kind of stuff, but seeing it up close and just kind of being in its presence is, yeah, words really don't do it justice. But I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to do that. You know,
Is it big up in personal or is it smaller than it looks?
no, it's definitely it's bigger than it look like. Like I said, pictures, videos, whatever. I don't think they really do it justice. You know what I mean? Just really grasping the scope of how big that shit is. You know what I mean? Because I remember, I want to say one of my profile pics on Facebook years ago is it's me, my dad, and my brother. We're standing in front of it, and we tried to get the whole size of it just to try to get the like kind of the scale of it, but it still don't do it. But it's just like seeing it up close is really the only way you could understand somewhat what into it. Because even seeing the other parts where like they would play their ball games and shit, and like that shit's crazy, guy. It makes you really wonder what the hell was going on back then.
What was it like a spot where they all got together right there and like they just chilled at that spot or what?
I mean, I want to say it's where they all live. Like it was like little, because there's all kinds of different stuff around the temple too. It's not just one temple. There's all kinds of surrounding structures that served a purpose. And when we would took the tour throughout the whole place, I remember them explaining like what this was for, like where the prayers were being done and where the like ceremonies, sacrifice, and all that stuff was happening, or like where the ball games would play, where basically the winner would, I want to say the winner died, like is die, like you're playing to die, like it fucking crazy.
Son of a bitch. And does it look like man? Does it look like man made it, or is it? Do you think aliens made that stuff? Do you have conspiracies?
Oh God, don't get me started.
Are you a
I
conspiracy theorist?
no, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy. Like, I don't like the way that term has, a bad rap. You know what I mean? Because I just think of it as critical thinking. You know what I mean?
Are you open minded?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, to think we're the only ones in this whole universe, that's pretty ignorant, I think. But as far as all that stuff goes, the fact that we still can't explain it today with all the technology that we have of how they built all those structures, I think that kind of speaks for itself.
No, I mean like being in its presence. Did you think a man and like a team of men could do that, or does it look like something helped them do it?
No, I would think you'd need something kind of that we haven't discovered to do, or we don't know of yet to do that. Because how the sun, when it's like when it hits the equinox or the solstice and stuff like that, and it makes the serpent, the shadow, perfect, due to the corners of the structure itself, like, and that serving that purpose to make, like, to line with the astronomy, like that shit's crazy, guy. Like we
Yep.
could no, like we couldn't do that shit today. Like, because if you're off one, millimeter, whatever the smallest measurement you could think of, if you're off by that much, it wouldn't work. And they got that shit down. But yeah, don't get me started, guy.
All right, let's get back into the music. Other than your pops and mom and everyone that's musical, who are some of your major influences?
As far as bands go,
Yeah, as bands, legendary bands.
or just like individual guitarists, I could kind of name both. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, first one come off right off the bat. Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know what I mean. Personally speak, like uh, George Lynch, who played in Dokken and then Lynch Mob, his own band, big influence. He was my dad's favorite guitar player, so I naturally heard a lot of that, and I dug it, and I tried learning a lot of those songs. Basically, Ozzy Osbourne's bands, he's always had badass guitar players. Randy Rhoads, you know what I mean? Zach Wilde, even when he had Brad Gillis for a little bit. And then you want to talk about Dio. He's always had badass guitar players. Vivian Campbell. And, Doug Aldrich, when he made a Killing the Dragon album. That was a badass album. I want to say that was like early 2000s or late 90s. That album pumped. But like all those bands I was saying earlier, it was a big deal, you know what I mean? But I would say as far as guitar playing goes, in my early teens, when I was really trying to just play a lot, I would say George Lynch was a big part of that. I was trying to learn a lot of Dokken songs, and even though you don't like covers, hey, no, but
No, hey, I said for people that want to practice. You know what I mean? You got to practice. You know what I mean? I just hope you don't dress up and fucking go wear a suit and put on a big wig and go up there with some tight pants and end up at a restaurant playing for the rest of your life, my boy.
Shit. No, that is not on my bucket list. No, but yeah, you know what? Just raps of what I remember going to Boys and Girls Club basketball and freaking listening to Rat's best of album, like Rat and Roll, I want to say, or whatever, and just jamming that out. That always got me fired up. Yeah. Oh man. Black Label Society, Zach Wilde's band, the guitarist that played with Ozzy. I've seen him a few times in concert. He always rips it up. There's been a few times where he's come out here to Harris too, and yeah, he always puts on a good show. I remember seeing him at he played Black Sabbath songs, and so he called it Zach Sabbath, right? Because he's Zach Wilde instead of Black Sabbath. And he played at Brick by Brick down here in San Diego, and that was fucking cool seeing him in such a small place, and he tore it up. You know what I mean?
You need to make a Welcome to San Diego anthem, dog. So every time you could play it at every casino, you know what I mean? Welcome to San Diego. Something real ripping, dog. Just something insane. An anthem. Just a
That's
main
funny.
hitter.
That's funny. You know what? When you said that, though, I immediately thought of do you remember listening to Dave Shelley and Chainsaw growing up, San Diego station? The disc
Nah,
jockey on radio?
If I
Well, it's
heard it,
funny,
I remember.
it's funny though because their opening song would always be it's called "Summer Song" by Joe Satriani, the badass guitar player.
Dope.
But it's just such a badass riff that I mean I like it, but it's like it's always something that stuck to me. But it's funny when you said San Diego, I was just thinking of that.
Nah, I'm
Anyways,
just saying you got all those damn casinos right there. We got to get you as a main opener in there and just ripping. You know what I mean? And you'll get tips.
I
Hey,
mean, no, that that's definitely on the bucket list. Like I was saying, like
okay,
we were
cool.
just talking about, like that'd be cool, man. Like I was saying, when the time's right, being able to link up with some people, and if time is now, then that shit's gonna show itself to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's exciting to think about what kind of opportunities music really can create.
I'm just tripping on how great you are now. Like you were great before. I know you were playing the guitar, but like you could do anything at any moment. And that's what you have to be able to do. Somebody tells you, hey man, I need you to draw a picture for me. You got to be able to draw it on the spot. I want you to bust a flow. You got to do it on the spot. I want you to hit the guitar riff. You got to be able to do it on the spot. A lot of
Yeah,
a lot of people will be like, I gotta go home and go do this real quick. Let me come back to you next couple days. Fuck, I don't need that. Um, you ever like have a band that you ever dreamed of joining, like somebody that you think like could really be realistic, like
oh man, I mean, there's been a couple musicians that I know personally that the timing just hasn't been right. But as far as like a band that I know of, like no, I mean, there's nobody I could think of really that I'd be like, oh, I could hop in that band. Other
so
than
nobody
like,
that's
cause
still that you're
huh?
interested. You could be like, damn, nobody you're interested. Like, damn, I could be like, hey man, I broke my leg. I need someone to go. Who could you play for? Anyone that you're admiring right now that's out there?
Well, no, like I said, like I said, the songs of anybody famous or whatever that I know, it'd probably be George Lynch. So it's like,
Dope.
if George Lynch ever went down, or if he ever needed a rhythm guitar player, fucking a, sign me up.
All right, there it is. You hear them.
Hey, that's one of his songs, "Wicked Sensations," like main riff.
Fuck, that's what I'm saying. It sounded better than the fucking band right now.
Hey, whoa, hey. No, I appreciate that though, brother.
You want to play some more music for the people? Jam out a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good. Shit, we're already an hour in. This shit's just flowing, huh?
Yeah,
Time
for
flies
everyone
when
tuning
you're
in,
having
this is
fun.
James Siva, y'all. James Siva out of Rincon Indian Reservation, Southwest San Diego. True musician, real talent, y'all. Man, oh man. I know why they call you ham bone. You go ham and you bad to the bone, my brother.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna stick with that. Hey.
You know what I mean? You are a beast. You are an animal. You are everything in between, man. You got fans tuning in. You're already a rock star, my boy.
What? How many we got? How many we got in here? Hey.
I had like 500,000 for a minute.
Hey. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
you got
Well,
fans.
in that case.
You ain't see the y'all. Hambone, that's right, boy. Get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I don't know if it's just me or if it's getting hot in here. Hey,
No,
creating
that's
fire in the neck. Hey.
I didn't want to hold you up all night, but that's dope. Give them a little bit of taste of that cream, man. You got that icing on the cake. That's the recipe right there. Thank you, brother. That's fucking dope.
No, I appreciate just everything. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the whole West Coast Reactive team having me, and just proud of you, brother, and how far you've come. You know what I mean? Keep it
Thank you.
going.
Yes, sir. And we're gonna get you on again. I'm gonna try to get a segment in here where you could teach people how to put maybe even like a guitar lessons or something, because you are the man.
Hey, God, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I really do. But I got a lot to learn. You know what I mean? Just like everybody in any game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all students for sure. Any shout outs you want to give before we head out of here?
You know what? Actually, shout out to my boy Rab, Antoine, Bobby Jr. You know, he's holding it down, you know, fucking for us natives too. You know what I mean? He's doing it. He's out doing shows, making a name for himself, and he's come a long way in a short time. And I think he keeps with it, you know, the future is bright. You know what I mean? So shout out to my boy. You know, grew up with him. You know, look at him, his family. You know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about. Like, you know, sometimes blood ain't necessarily just your family. You know what I mean? I look at him like a brother. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of where he's come, and haven't had the time to catch one of his shows, but I mean to. But you know, when you ask for a shout out, you know, I think that's the one person that comes to my mind. So shout out to my boy Bobby Jr.
Hey, shout out to Bobby Jr., man. And fucking, you're right about that. You know, you don't got to be blood to be family. I look at you guys as family. You know what I mean? I hope for nothing but the best for you, dude. Like, I want nothing but the best for you. And fucker, you never been to one of my shows either. Uh, you know,
Busy guy.
no,
Fuck life. You know how
I,
life goes.
I know how the world is, but your ass needs to get into the studio. You need to make some music, and I believe you could go far, dog. Like further than anyone that you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Nick. And like I said, appreciate you giving me the time, and appreciate everybody that tuned into this whole podcast. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you keep growing and keep the momentum going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to James Siva, y'all. He is the man with the plan and the guitar in his hand.
Hey, hey, hey.
All right, my boy. You have a blessed night. All right.
You take care, everybody. Take care.
We outro.